So I decided to see if I could design magic cards using only artificial intelligence. This meant that I would use AI to design not only the card text, but also the card's artwork as well. So I went into my AI program, and I asked it to create a White Angel Magic the Gathering card that would be powerful in the game. And I let it think for a second, and it came up with Aurelia Radiant Seraph, which was a 5-mana legendary creature angel. It had flying and vigilance and lifelink, and it had an ability called Angelic Blessing, which costs 2 and a white mana, and you can pay it and tap Aurelia to give target creature I control +2/+2 in lifelink until end of turn. It also had something called Radiant Aura, which also costs 5 mana, and you could pay that cost to tap Aurelia to give all creatures you control +1/+1 and flying until end of turn. I thought this card was pretty cool, so then I went over to my card creator and I entered in all of the details, and then I fixed up the text a little bit so it made more sense on a magic card. I entered in the stats, and then I hit generate, and there was our border for our card. Then I jumped back over to the AI program, and I asked it to describe the artwork for this card briefly. You gotta say briefly or it'll give you like 10 paragraphs. And this is the description that AI gave me for this card. So I copied that and took it over to my AI image generator and pasted it and hit generate. I let the AI process, and it gave me this image, and it gives you a few images to choose from. First was this one, which was pretty cool. It also gave me this one. This one ended up being my favorite, other than the face being a little weird. And this one was okay as well. I decided to generate a few more options to see what I could get, and this one had an upside down face. This one I think actually had the best quality artwork, but the AI couldn't figure out how to make this thing hold a sword properly, so I decided to go with this one. I did attempt to see if I could fix the face, so I used the AI brush, painted over the yucky face, and then in the description said put a golden mask over the angel's face, and it gave me this, which was significantly worse, this, which was terrifying, and this, which looked like Shocker from Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I decided to forget that and just use the image that it gave me. So I copied it and moved it over to Photoshop. I entered the artwork into the frame and resized it, and that was our first fully AI-generated magic card, Aurelia Radiant Seraph. After that, I decided to make a green card, so I typed into the AI generator to create a green Elephant Warrior Magic the Gathering card, and I let it process, and it gave me Elaphorin Verdant Guardian, which is a 5-mana green elephant warrior creature with trample, and when Elaphorin entered the battlefield, you could search your library for a forest card and put it into the battlefield tapped. If you do, shuffle your library. It had Forest Walk, meaning it can't be blocked if your opponent has a forest, and whenever Elaphorin deals combat damage to a player, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it. Pretty cool card. So I moved over to my card generator and entered in all of the abilities and text, fixed up the wording a little bit, hit generate, and there was my frame for my green AI card. I then went back to the AI program and asked it to briefly describe the artwork once again, and it gave me this description here, so I copied it and pasted it into my AI image generator, hit generate, and here are the images that it gave me. And while the artwork is pretty cool, it's not exactly what I had in mind. I wanted this to be an elephant warrior, so more of like a human type body with an elephant head. So I decided to go back to the image generator and type in my own description, which was create a green warrior in the jungle. It should have the head of an elephant, be holding a giant battle hammer, and be charging at the viewer. I hit generate and gave it a minute, and this is more like what I was thinking. So the first image was pretty cool. The second image was awesome, I thought. The third image made me feel weird. The fourth image also kind of strange. I decided to generate a few more, and this one was cool but didn't have a trunk, so I skipped on that one. This one I definitely considered a lot. This one had a creepy double trunk thing. It looked more like an insect, and this one just had weird proportions to me. In the end, I decided to go with the second image. This is exactly what I had in mind, so I copied the image, moved it over to Photoshop, resized it, and put it into the frame, and that was my green magic card created completely by AI, Elaphorin Verdant Guardian. Up next was blue, so I asked AI to create a blue Merfolk Soldier Magic the Gathering card, and it came up with Selenia Aquatic Sentinel, a 4-mana Merfolk Soldier creature with 2 power and 3 toughness, and its abilities were Aquatic Vigilance, where you can pay blue and tap it, and Selenia doesn't untap during your next untap step, which, unless I'm missing something, is a pretty bad ability. It also has Marine Formation. You can pay 3 mana and tap it, and target Merfolk creature you control gains hexproof until end of turn, which I guess is okay. But overall, pretty bad card, but that's what AI gave us. So we jump over to our card creator and enter in all of the abilities and text and fix up the text so it makes more sense on the card. Hit generate, and there's the frame for our blue AI card. We then jump back over to AI and ask it to briefly describe the artwork, and we get this description, which we copy and paste in our AI image generator and let it think, and we get a bunch of images, none of which I am a very big fan of. So I jump back to the image generator and type in my own description, which is create a blue merfolk soldier, have it holding a trident and charging at the viewer. Have scary looking sea creatures behind it, following it into battle. So I hit generate, and some of these are a little bit better, but they all look too cartoony and nothing that I could really see on a magic card. So I add on to that text, use realistic looking art, and somehow it's significantly worse. I don't know what the AI is doing with this one. So I try one last time, and I type in create an underwater warrior with a mermaid tail, have him look evil and also holding a large trident as a weapon. And I get this one, which is a little closer to what I was thinking. These ones all looked a little bit better. None of them were great, and I ended up choosing this one mainly because I couldn't look at any more bad pictures of mermaid art. So I took it back to Photoshop, resized it, and this was Selenia Aquatic Sentinel. Looking back at it now, Selenia definitely sounds like a female name, so I probably should have gone with a female merfolk, but I couldn't spend any more time on this card. So on to the next one. Up next was red, so we asked AI to create a red goblin Magic the Gathering card that works well with artifacts. And the AI gives us Magma Forge Goblin, a 4-mana Goblin Shaman with 2 power and 2 toughness, and it has the ability Forge Fire Mastery, where you can pay 4 mana and Magma Forge Goblin deals 1 damage to any target. If an artifact was sacrificed to activate this ability, it deals 2 damage to that target instead. That actually makes no sense. But we're not here to question the AI, we're just here to let it make magic cards. So we're gonna use this, and we're gonna go over to our card creator and enter in all the information, add in the text, fix it up a little bit, hit generate, and there is our frame for Magma Forge Goblin. We then jump back to our AI program and ask it to briefly describe the artwork again. We get this description, so we take it over to the AI image generator, hit generate, and holy crap, this one's actually awesome. In fact, all of these ones were pretty good. This one had kind of weird fingers, but I just chose the first image it gave me. I think this is the best one so far, and I could actually see this being on a real magic card. So I grabbed the image, fit it inside the frame, and that was Magma Forge Goblin, our red AI magic card. And finally, we had our black card, so I asked AI to create a black Cleric Priest magic card with a very powerful ability. And this one definitely delivered with Kaldor the Shadowbinder, a legendary creature human cleric that costs 5 mana, it's a 4/4, and its ability is whenever Kaldor enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-land permanent opponent controls. That opponent loses life equal to its converted mana cost. It then has something called Channel, where you can pay 6 mana, 3 colorless and 3 black, and you may cast a card exiled by Kaldor without paying its mana cost. This card's actually really good, and it might be a little bit too powerful, but I could actually see this card being played in the game. I would certainly use it if it was a real card. But anyways, we jump over to our card maker, enter the information, fix up the text, hit generate, get our card border, then we head back to AI and ask it again to briefly describe the artwork for this card, and we get this description, which we grab and paste in our image generator, give it a second to generate, and okay, this is pretty cool. Also pretty cool, and I think I like this one the best, so I chose this one here. The face looked a little bit weird to me, so I tried going to the brush fill and generating a new face, and I asked it to replace the face with a skull, gave it a second to generate, and these looked significantly worse, so I just kept the original face, grabbed the image, brought it back to Photoshop, fit it to the card frame, and that was our black AI magic card. After that, I decided I wanted to try one more card using all 5 colors. So I asked AI to create a Magic the Gathering card that is 5 colors and has the most powerful ability ever printed on a card. Make it only have 1 ability. And it generated Omnipotent Ascendant, which costs 1 of each color, is a 10/10, and its ability is Omnipotence, which is when this creature enters the battlefield, you may choose a single ability from any magic card ever printed. Omnipotent Ascendant gains that ability. Let me know in the comments if there's an ability that you would choose on this card, but I thought this was such a cool card, so I entered all the information into the card maker, hit generate, got my card frame, and then asked AI to briefly describe the artwork, got the description, copied it into the image generator, gave it a second, and got these images here. These were all pretty cool and very colorful, and I ended up going with this one here. So I copied it, put it into the frame, and that was Omnipotent Ascendant, my 5 color best card ever printed. Very nice. So these are all of my AI card designs. Tell me which one was your favorite one. I think this just goes to show that we should leave card design and the art design to the actual creators and artists who make Magic cards, but I could see an artist using this as a tool to get inspiration for a card. If they were having artist block and needed ideas, they could type in what they were thinking and go through all the images to get inspiration, and then work off of that to create their own artwork. But anyways, this was really fun to do. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, why not try one of these videos next?